Vismay teacher?
Yes, sir.
Start here.
A very warm and pleasant evening to all the distinguished guests, faculty members, researchers, and dear participants gathered here today. On behalf of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Marbasilius College of Education, Sultan Bathery, affiliated to the University of Calicut, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the webinar series 61 on the topic Action Research. And this program is organized in collaboration with the Association of International Researchers of Indian Origin and the Council for Teacher Education Foundation Kerala chapter. And first and foremost, a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed resource person for today's session, Dr. Lakshmi A, Associate Professor at NSS Training College, Pandalam. Ma'am, we are truly honored to have your expertise with us tonight to enlighten us on the crucial domain of action research. I extend a respectful welcome to our General Convener and Principal Dr. Sunit Kumar Jian, whose guidance and leadership continue to inspire our institutional initiatives. We are also privileged to welcome our esteemed dignitaries, Dr. M.S. Geeta, Chairman, Council for Teacher Education Foundation, and Professor Dr. Rajeshwari K., President, IREO Kerala Chapter. Finally, I extend a warm welcome to all the educators, scholars, and participants joining us virtually this evening. We hope this session proves to be engaging and insightful for everyone. And once again, I welcome you all to the session. And ma'am, I welcome you to handle the session. Thank you. Ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, respected principal, Dr. Sunit Kumar sir, my classmate and friend, and dignitaries of CTF and other organizing committee members, dear faculty members of Basilius College, then other members of the members present on this webinar, and dear students. At the beginning itself, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizing committee for inviting me to give some insights on the topic action research. So without any further delay, we will. Is it visible?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We can see, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So the topic for today's discussion is action research. You might be familiar with minor research and different types of research. Then as an introduction, we can say that action research is a type of applied research. So it is a research that can be conducted by a teacher to improve his teaching learning practices. So today's talk focuses on the concept of action research cycle, then action research in classroom, and we will have some discussion about how to conduct an action research in a classroom. So let us start by discussing about what is action research. Can anybody say what is action research?
To find the problem.
Okay. Sir, pardon, sir?
Find the, ma'am, to find the problem.
Okay.
Suddenly.
Okay, sir. Okay. So to find a problem and to solve it immediately. Okay, that is action research. We call action research as research in action, or a research that has immediate action or immediate solution. That can be called as action research. Action research is also known as field research. Why it is called field research? Because it is conducted by persons who are in the field. Okay, those who are working in a particular field. It can be a teacher, it can be we can say that it can be a doctor or any field worker can conduct an action research. It is also known as on-the-spot research. On-the-spot research means the research is conducted at a particular a field,
What is special
and
today?
the solution, the aim is to solve
Yeah, idiyappam
the problem immediately or without any much delay. That is why it is called on-the-spot research. Then the peculiarity of action research is that we are doing action research in a particular situation. So the findings are to be evaluated in terms of that particular situation. So we can call that it has only local applicability. The findings of action research or the findings of a particular action research cannot be generalized, or it does not have an universal validity. Why? Because we are doing this action research by selecting a particular problem that is happening at a particular time in a particular place. That place, that situation may not be replicable in another places. So we cannot say that it can be generalized, or the findings cannot be generalized. It is applicable, or we can say that it has a limited applicability. It can be applied in a particular situation only. If there is a same situation with all the parameters as the same or parameters as the replica of the previous session, we can say that it has an applicability. But the principle cannot be generalized. That is the peculiarity of action research. Whereas in other form of the research, the the findings can be generalized. Okay. So that is about action research. Then you may be aware that action research is a action research, or the originator of action research is Stephen M. Covey. Then we can say that there are different types of action research. That is, first type is called participatory action research. Participatory action research means it is a type of action research where the community members or a particular affected group or they are involved in conducting a research. Okay, the purpose of this participatory action research is to make some social change. Usually it is applied in for the empowerment of marginalized society, or impact on population, or if there is a we can say that if there is a flood situation, then the local people may engage in solving the flood with their native knowledge. Then we can say that it is a participatory action research where the community members are involved in solving a particular problem. That is called participatory action research. The next type of action research is called practical action research. The word itself shows that it is a action research conducted by an individual practitioner. Individual practitioner, and the word practical denotes that it has an immediate applicability, or it is applicable in a particular situation. That is called practical action research. Then next type is called technical or operational action research. Technical or operational action research is also concerned with improving the efficiency of a system, or efficiency of an operation, or efficiency of an existing system. That is the immediate goal of this technical or operational action research. It is also conducted by persons who are in the field of a or in a particular field, or it can be a teacher. Suppose if a teacher want to change the existing condition of a classroom, he can conduct an action research. Then we can call it as it is as practical action research, or it is an operational action research. Then and last form of action research is called critical action research. Critical action research is a type of action research where we make drastic changes in the society, or when there is a problem existing in the society and we want to make some actions for solving that problem, then we undertake this critical action research. And this critical action research usually helps in making policies or recommendations. That is the critical action research. Then or the classroom teacher or a practicing teacher can adopt either a practical action research or a technical or operational action research. In the participatory action research, teacher can participate along with other community members, but the practitioners or a person involved in a particular field usually conducts particular practical action research, or this third type called technical action research. Then this is the basic classification of action research. Then according to the level of action research based on participants, the action research is classified into three types. That is individual teacher doing action research. As I have already told, suppose I am teaching in a particular class and I have some personal experience of that particular class, then I can do some action research to improve the my learning practice. That is called individual teacher involved in action research. Then another is collaborative action research. Collaborative action research means more than two persons are involved in solving a particular problem. Suppose if there are 5 schools in our locality and we all have the same problem. Suppose if you introduce a new curriculum, then we have some issues in transacting the curriculum to the students. Then the same problem may be faced by the teachers teaching in different schools. Then they can together form a group and they can find out solutions, or they can design strategies to transact the curriculum. Then that type of curricular action research can be called as a collaborative way of doing action research. Then there are school-wide action research. School-wide action research means a cluster of schools can together conduct some action research. Then there is district-wide action research. Then district-wide means if we are focusing on the school education, that is why I am citing examples from the schools. Suppose there is a you know that there are clusters at district level, panchayat level, etc. Sorry, 1 minute. If there are, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
madam.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
audible, ma'am.
Yeah, if there is some issue in what I was talking about, there may be schools at the local level. That is, there may be schools at the panchayat level. There may be schools at the district level. So the participants of that particular district, or a school teachers from different schools in that particular locality can do some action research. Then it is called district-wide action research. So this is a type of action, classification of action research based on the participants. Okay. Clear? Hello? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then, then we will see what are what is actions research cycle. You know, every action research begins with a reflection. Reflection means a personal experience. A personal experience is the beginning point of action research. So we can say that action research begins with reflection. Okay. Then if we have some problem or some issue to be solved, then we plan how to solve that particular issue. That is the next step. So reflection helps in assessing, or reflection helps in
Ma'am, not audible your voice, ma'am.
hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, audible,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, then after reflection, we plan how to solve that particular problem. Then based on the plan, we act or we conduct the action research. Then while conducting the action research, we will observe whether there is any change in the problem that we have identified, or whether our actions are helping in changing the problem. That is observation. Then through observation, we find out a solution or through action and observation, we try to find out the solution to that particular problem. Then after finding or after completing our action, we reflect on our actions, and we reflect on what are the changes that have happened in that particular problem, or whether the problem is solved or not. That process is called reflection. So first, at the beginning, through reflection, we identified a problem. Then through planning and action, we find out solution to that particular problem. And at the end of or while solving the problem, we again do some reflection, whether the action taken or the planning was correct, or whether there was any gap in our planning, and the planned actions are capable of solving the problem. That is the second reflection. Then after that reflection, if the action or the planning, if there was any sorry, if there was any issue in our planning, or if the problem was unsolved, then we again do planning. That's called replanning. Then again we repeat the cycle. Then we, based on the plan, we act, then we observe, then we reflect. So action research is a cyclic process. So we can say that action research always begins with reflection and ends in reflection. Okay, so reflection is the starting point of action research. Through reflection, we identify a particular problem, and by the end of this problem solution, we go for another reflection. From that reflection, we can go for another action research, or we can do some action research with revised plan of action. That is why we call it as action research, as a cyclic process. Then, coming to classroom action research, classroom action research begins with a question or questions about classroom experience, issues, or challenges. I have already mentioned that as a classroom teacher, you might experience different problems. That problems can be a or that problem is a reflection of your personal experience, and it can be a action research. Okay, or you can conduct an action research. It is a reflective process. Action research is, or classroom action research is always a reflective process which helps teachers to explore and examine aspects of teaching and learning. Why we are doing action research in a classroom? The motive of doing an action research is to change or improve the present working condition of a classroom. That if there is some issues in the classroom, then you have to change that issue, or you have to overcome that issue and improve the teaching learning process. That is the aim of this classroom action research. So, what are the areas where you have action research? You can do action research. The area can be the problem of absenteeism. People may be absent, or some people may be regularly absent in your school, classes. Then you can conduct an action research on that problem of absenteeism. Then problem of copying in examination, then problem of homework, then problem of discipline and code of conduct. That is, there may be some disciplinary actions from the part of students. That can be a problem for action research. Then problem of poor attendance in classroom. There may be skipping of class by some students. Then it can be a problem for action research. Then problem of school administration and organization. If there is any issue, if you feel that there is any issue with school administration and organization, then you can conduct an action research to improve the practice. Then there are some specific action researches that you can undertake in your classroom. That is problem of specific backwardness in math, science, or English. That is, there may be students in your classroom who are weak in maths or science or in English. There may be difficulty in people to read fluently, or people may have there may be lack of basic mathematical skills. All these can be solved through some action research. Then problem of map reading skills, that is experienced by a social science teacher. There may be difficulty in reading maps. Then problem of lack of confidence while communicating. As you know that there may be people who have lack of confidence. They won't be coming forward to talk in classroom, or they won't participate in any other activities simply because of this fear. Then that can be solved through action research. Then problem of spelling in language. People find it difficult to write new words, that is spelling in language. Then problem of handwriting, that can be solved. Then problem of wrong pronunciation in language learning. Some words may be pronounced wrongly in English or Malayalam language. That can be undertaken. Then problem of writing speed in students. This high school students, usually high school students are expected to write more speedily than lower primary or upper primary school students. But some students find it difficult to write or complete the examination. Then that can be conducted as a action research. So these are the areas where a teacher can conduct action research. That is, action research can be conducted on a particular problem that is experienced by individual teacher in a particular classroom. That is the problems experienced by an individual teacher. Then if we can, or if you experience any such type of problem in your classroom, then we can conduct an action research. Then now we will see how to conduct an action research. Then first step is you have to identify your topic. Then I have selected one topic here. The topic is an action research on improving group cohesion among students of Standard 9. As a teacher, I felt that there is lack of group interaction or interpersonal relationship among students of Standard 9. So, as a teacher, I want to solve this issue. So, I can conduct an action research for improving social cohesion among students. That is the topic of study. Then, who is the investigator? The class teacher is the investigator of the action research. Then, what is the field of study? You have to mention what is the field of study. That is, here the field of study is the problem is concerned with classroom discipline. Classroom discipline is the field of study. That is, if you are conducting an action research to improve the classroom working condition. That is, if your class has insufficient lighting or there is no proper ventilation in your classroom, if you are conducting an action research to improve that physical features of a classroom, then the field of study is physical field or infrastructure field may be your field of study. Here the problem is concerned with classroom discipline. You experience lack of discipline from the part of students. So that is the field of study. Then target group. Here the target group is 8 standard students of division of that particular student class. XX school. I have not given that school name. It is written as XX school because you have the action research is conducted for a particular students at a particular division of class in a particular school. So you have to strictly mention for which class you are conducting the action research. If you are conducting action research for 8 standard students of a particular, sorry, here the class is 9 standard, 9 standard students of A division, that action research or the solution of the action research cannot be applied to 9 standard students of B division because their students are different, their group interaction may be different. So it is applicable to that particular, that is A division of that particular school only. That is why I have mentioned during the beginning that action research has limited applicability. Okay. So after writing all these preliminary details, that is who is the investigator, the field of study, the target group, then we go for introduction. In the introduction, you have to briefly describe about action research. What is action research? What are the importance of action research? Then you have to mention the importance of social relationship in a classroom. Why we need to have though we have socially different categories of students in a classroom, we need to build a group cohesion in a classroom, or social relationship is an important factor to run smoothly the classroom practices. So we have to find out the importance of, we have to mention about the importance of social relationship in a classroom. So in the introduction part, you have to give about what is action research, what is its importance in the classroom practice. Then you have to mention about the importance of social relationship in a classroom. Then next step is background of the study. In action research, the background of the study is equivalent to that of the need and significance of study that we conduct in another forms of research studies. So in this background of the study, you have to give an idea about how you identified this particular problem. That is, you found that you have given that there is a lack of interpersonal relationship or social relationship among students. That is your problem. Then how you have identified that problem? That is to be mentioned in the background of the study. Here we can say that during the teaching practice, I have noticed that the students lack interpersonal relationship in the classroom and they were not the properly interacting in the classrooms, and if we give some group works, they are not actively involved in group activities. All these situations prompted you to feel that there is lack of social cohesion in the classroom. Okay, that is the background of the study. So you have to remember that while writing an action research, you have to be very clear in writing the background of the study. Then next step is you have to state the problem. So the study is titled as an action research on improving group cohesion among students of standard 9. Earlier I have mentioned the target group was 8 standard. Sorry, the target group is 9 standard students. The study is titled as an action research on improving group cohesion among students of standard 9. Then next is definition of key terms. So you have stated clearly what is what is your study. Then now we have to define the key terms. So you have to write the definition of key terms with a authentic definition and an operational definition. What is an authentic definition of key term? Can anybody say? Okay, what is authentic definition means? It is a definition given or cited from an authentic source. Authentic source, authentic sources are sources where it has been proved with research findings. Research findings, proved sites are or proved definitions are called authentic definition. Suppose you are doing or you are searching for a definition of intelligence, you can say that there are a lot of definitions given by psychologists. That Alport definition is there, a Guilford definition is there. These are definitions derived out of their research studies. So there is an authenticity behind this particular definition. That type of definitions is called authentic definition. Then operational definition. Operational definition means how you are defining that particular term in your study. That is called operational definition. That is how you are defining that particular term in your research study. That is called operational definition. Is it clear? Difference between authentic definition and operational definition? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the key terms of this particular study is action research and group cohesion. How will you identify the key terms? See, this is our title, an action research on improving group cohesion among students of standard 9. Here, the terms that is particular to that study are called key terms. Here, action research is a key term, then group cohesion is a key term. So, two key terms are there, action research and group cohesion. So, for both of these terms, you have to give the authentic definition and operational definition. So, action research. Action research is a research used by teachers, supervisors, and administrators to improve the quality of their decision and action. This is a definition given by Good in 2019. So it is a definition derived by Good after his studies on action research. This definition is called authentic definition. Authentic definition. Then next, is in the present study, action research means a systematic and practical form of research conducted by the teacher to solve the problem of lack of group cohesion among students. So this is the operational definition. In the operational definition, I have defined action research as a systematic and practical form of research. This operational definition is derived from the authentic definition. Okay. But the difference is that it is conducted by a teacher. I am doing that particular action research. What is the purpose of doing that particular action research? To solve the problem of lack of group cohesion among students. So that is the usage of action research in my study. That is called operational definition. Then next key term is group cohesion. So I have written the first definition, authentic definition. It is a definition given by Karen et al. In 1998 about group cohesion. Then the operational definition is in the present study, group cohesion refers to the sense of unity, belonging, cooperation, and mutual support among students in a classroom group. So in that particular operational definition, group cohesion is the sense of unity, belonging, cooperation, and mutual support shown by students in a specific class. That is the group cohesion in my study. That is called operational definition. So, clear? What is authentic definition and operational definition? Operational definition means how you are going to use the term in your study. That is operational definition. Clear? Clear ആയോ?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടോ? Okay. Then next step is you have to write review of related studies. Review of related studies means you have to find studies related to that particular topic, that is group cohesion or interpersonal relationship or classroom interaction procedure, the studies related to group cohesion. You have to find out different studies related to that particular topic, and you have to write all the studies with the author and year of conducting the research, etc. These are the sources from you can find out related studies. You might be aware about this Shodhganga. Shodhganga is a site which provides it's a collection of research studies conducted in different Indian universities. So you can search related studies in Shodhganga, or you can search studies of MG University, the research studies or PhD or PG dissertations conducted by students of MG University is available in MG University thesis online site. These are the different sources from where you can collect materials for reviewing of your studies. Okay. The next step is formulation of hypothesis. Then what is a hypothesis?
Ma'am, it's a tentative solution.
Yeah, it's a tentative solution to a particular problem. That is called hypothesis. So here I have formulated a hypothesis that students lack group cohesion. So that is my first hypothesis. I say that students lack group cohesion. Then my second hypothesis is use of structured group activities can improve group cohesion among students. That is my second hypothesis. Second hypothesis, you can see that in the second hypothesis, I have used structured group activities. It is a particular technique that is I am going to use in my classroom to improve the group cohesion. So that is my second hypothesis. If I use structured group activities in my classroom practices, then I can solve the or I can improve the group cohesion among the students. That is my second hypothesis. In this particular study, I have written only two hypotheses. There is no compulsory that you have to write two, three, or it is according to your study that you can write the hypothesis. Then next is formulation of objectives or objectives of the studies. My first objective is to find out the group cohesion among students. So before conducting the study, I have to find out what is the group cohesion or what is the extent of group cohesion among students in that particular class. Then next objective is to improve the group cohesion among students through structured group activity. I am adopting structured group activity technique to improve the group cohesion among the students. That is my second objective. Then next step is you have to solve the problem through formulating an action design. So action design is an important aspect in action research. Design is or action design is developed through action research template. Action research template means the step-by-step process that we are going to adopt in our action research to solve that particular problem. I will show you how to develop an action research template. This is an example for action research template. In this action research template, you have to show the different phases of action research and what are the activities you are conducting at each stage of the phase or at each phases, what are the activities you are going to plan. That should be shown in the action research template. So first phase is identification of the problem. How you have identified the problem that you have to clearly mention. What is the activity you are undertaking to identify the problem? I am closely monitoring the classroom activities or I am monitoring the situations where there is chance of group interaction. You do group interaction possible. Situations are to be identified in the classroom. That is the first step. Then next phase is confirmation of problem. So it is a feeling that there is a lack of group interaction or group cohesion in your classroom. So if you have to prove that it is not a mere guess from your part, you have to establish that there is lack of interaction among your students. So you have to confirm the problem through closely monitoring or through observation of different activities. You can establish that there is a problem in your classroom. Then after establishing the or after confirming the problem, you have to establish the problem through some technique. Here I am using a sociometry. Sociometry is to find out the social cohesion among the members of a classroom. So after confirming that there is a lack of interaction among the students, I will establish that the problem is still there through administration of a sociometry. Then after administering the sociometry, I can prepare a sociogram or the teacher can prepare a sociogram and find out whether there is sufficient interaction in your classroom. Then if you find that there is a lack of interaction, then you have to go for solutions or you have to plan activities to build social interaction or social cohesion among the members of a classroom. That is the fourth stage called selection of strategy. So the strategy or selection of strategy completely depends on the expertise of the teacher. That is, the knowledge level of the teacher decides the selection of strategy. Through my experience, I found that the structured group activities, that is, there is group activities which are conducted at regular intervals in the classroom. But through these group activities, there is a possibility of students skipping some activities. So I have devised or I have with my experience, I have I have selected a strategy of structured group activity. Structured group activity is a technique with good plans and good number of activities. So I have selected that particular strategy. Then after selecting the strategy, I have to implement the strategy. That is practice sessions using this adopted strategies. Then I will plan all activities using this structured group activity. That is the implementation phase. Then evaluation phase. In the evaluation phase, we re-administer the sociometry to find out whether the structured group activities have or a structured group activities helped in building social cohesion among the learners. So that is the different phases. You have to identify the problem, then you have to confirm and establish the problem, then you have to select appropriate strategies for solving the problem. Then after selecting the appropriate strategies, you have to implement the strategy at different phases. Then finally, you have to evaluate whether the problem is solved or not. That is the different phases you have to follow in a action research template. Then after forming this action research, we have to go for an action plan. That is, you have already plan the different phases of your action research, then you have to go for the execution. That is, this plan is executed through action plan. This is a model action plan. In this, you can see that there are some activities, then there are conditions where the activities are conducted, then who is the target population, then what are the tools and techniques I am adopting to conduct that particular activity, then what is the analysis or what is the effect of that particular activity for the target group. That is the action plan. So in this action plan, first my activity is administering sociometry. So I have administered a sociometry to the students. It is a classroom activity. Then through sociometry, I have found that there is some lack of interaction among students. So what is the purpose of my administering this sociometry? To find out the social relationship. That is the data analysis I am drawing from that particular use of sociometry. Then my second, after establishing that there is lack of interaction or lack of social cohesion among the group members in the classroom, then I will further clarify this problem through creating some situations for student participation. So as a teacher, we have different situations for incorporating student participation in our classroom activity. So I will find out or chart out some group activities for students and observe the students to find out whether the students possess interpersonal relationship. So as a teacher, you can observe the students and whether they are participating in the discussion process or they are not interested in other members, or all this can be found out through some situations where there is possibility of interaction between students. Then this also establishes that there is no proper interaction between students of that particular class. Then we will go for a technique called, we will introduce a motivational video on building interpersonal skills. So this lack of group cohesion is because of lack of interpersonal skills. So in order to create an interpersonal students or in order to inculcate the value of creating an interpersonal relationship, I have or I dis the investigator decided to show a video presentation. So the purpose of showing that video is to inculcate the importance of developing interpersonal skills. It is a motivational step towards building interpersonal relationship in students. Then another next activity I have planned is know your friend. It is a classroom activity where I will be giving 5 minutes time for students to tell about their friend, their needs, their interest, or their family background, or their food habits. So students to reflect on their friends. The importance of giving this activity is to create an empathy among students. That is, there may people may be thick friends, but they may not be knowing their friends, or they may not. They have a lack of knowledge about their friends' family background, or their interest, or uh, their interest, etc. So it is a chance for students for self-evaluation, whether they are knowing their friends properly or not. It is an activity planned by, it is a classroom activity planned by the investigator to create an empathy in the students. Then next activity I have planned is think, pair, share, group work. So it is a structured group activity. That is, think, pair, share group work is administered or conducted in classroom to make the students interact with each other. So there may be different groups in the classroom, and these group may be interchanging during a particular class, and there is a chance for all students to meet other members in the classroom and exchange their ideas in that particular group. So here teacher closely observe the students to find out that whether there is interaction among the students. So think, pair, share is an activity which promotes group cohesion in students. So it is a strategy adopted by the investigator to inculcate the group cohesion among the members of a class. Then second strategy is fish bowl structure group work. I have already told that there is group activity in our classroom, but usually we assign two benches as a group. But instead of doing the traditional grouping activity, we designed innovative group activities such as think, pair, share, fishbowl technique, or bus group techniques to promote more self interact or interaction between the members of the group. Here also, teacher observe the students closely to monitor whether they are properly interacting. So all these strategies or all these innovative strategies helps in building interaction among the students through which we can make social cohesion. So I have given only mentioned here only two strategies. You can select as much as strategies to promote social group interaction among the students. So this is the action plan. So you have to clearly mention what are the activities you are conducting for at what if you are designing some activities that can be conducted in at home. So then you have to mention that the activity is conducted at home Then what is the subject? Always the subject will be our target group. So it is 9th standard students. Then what are the tool you are using to monitor that activity? And what is the outcome of that particular activity? That is explained in action template. Okay. Then after conducting all the or after implementing the strategy, you have to go for analysis of data. Here we first analyze the sociogram. We have conducted or we have administered a sociometry in your classroom. Then you have to find out or you have to closely analyze the sociogram and to find out the stars or clicks, whether there is any star or whether there is clicks in your classroom. So that is the analysis of sociogram. Then analysis of sociogram will help in assessing the social structure of your classroom. Then you have to analyze the group activities. That is, you have given different group activities. What was the participation level of members in your group activity? There is any particular member not interested in group activities, or there is members who are always dominating in a group activity. All these you have to analyze through your group activities. That is to be written in the analysis of data. Then based on the analysis, we draw conclusions. That is drawn from the, we find whether through the analysis of sociometry or sociogram, we found that there are only clicks in the classroom. Clicks, if there is more clicks in the classroom, we can say that there is no social cohesion or social interaction among the students. So you have to accept or reject the hypothesis you have formulated based on the analysis of the data. That is the step you are adopting in the findings. So findings of the study helps in accepting or rejecting the hypothesis we have formulated. Then you have to write the comments of the investigator. Comments of the investigator means reflecting on the, you have to write about the reflection about the strategies and step you have taken to solve the problem. Why we are writing the comments of the investigator is that it is an action research conducted by a particular teacher for a particular group of students. So as we have already mentioned, it has limited applicability, but the same strategy can be adopted by a teacher for a different class. So you have to give reflection about the strategies you have selected, whether the think pair share or bus group technique or the fish bowl techniques was sufficient to build the social cohesion among the students, or there is some difficulty in conducting the group techniques in the class, and the steps adopted or time given for group activity was sufficient or not, and the modifications felt in planning and implementation of the action plan. Whether you found any difficulty in implementing the action plan, or if you have found any difficulty in administering the sociometry, then you have to mention that sociometry was not sufficient to identify the social interaction among the group. Other tools and techniques should be used. That all you can mention in the comments of the investigator. Then you have to mention what are the benefits of action research in improving the social group cohesion. So you have used some structured group activity to imbibe the social interaction and group cohesion among the members. And what was the outcome of your study, or what was the benefit you have achieved through these planned activities, that you have to mention in the comments of the investigator. So this comments of the investigator can be helpful for other teacher to conduct an action research. Okay. So it can be a stepping stone for other teacher to conduct an action research. That is, so Comments of investigator is an important aspect in action research, just like action plan and action template. So lastly, we write the references, the list of materials we have referred, and that should be cited in APA format. So that is about action research. So we we start an action research from a reflection. That is, reflection means a problem encountered by a practitioner. Here, the problem is encountered by a teacher, and through the different okay. I will okay, reflection. Then after reflection, we plan activities to solve that particular problem. Then according to the plan, we conduct the action research or we do the action research. Then while doing the action research, we monitor that it is done in a proper way and it is making a difference in our problem. Then after completing the plan, we reflect upon whether the problem, whether the planning was correct, whether the action taken was correct to solve that particular problem. That is the reflection. From that reflection, we can again replan and complete the cycle. So action research always begins with the reflection and ends with reflection. Okay. That's about action research. Any doubts?
Hello, teachers and students. If you have any doubts, you can ask now. Right, sir.
Glory.
Okay, sir. Respected dignitaries, resource person, and dear participants, as we come to the end of this insightful session, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. First, on behalf of Mar Basilius College of Education, IQAC, IREO, and CT of Kerala chapter, I express our deepest gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Lakshmi A, Associate Professor, NSS Training College, Pandalam. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable knowledge on action research and enriching our understanding on this topic. And we extend our sincere thanks to our General Convener and Principal, Dr. Sunikumar GN, for his constant support and encouragement in organizing these academic sessions. And we also express our appreciation to the collaborating organizations, IREO and CT of Kerala chapter, and the IQC team of our institution for their partnership and support. Lastly, a big thank you all for the participants for your active presence, time, and enthusiastic participation.
Next, teacher.